Wasn't that the Primus guy that we talked to in one of the quests? I don't know.
Hey, Scott.
You beat me out of medical again? How long?
Not long. Weeks. Enough to get started.
Started on what? The Hyperion? Meridian?
The ship is sound, but it'll never fly again. So it's being repurposed. Welcome to Meridian. Humanity's home.
We did it, Dad. Are you okay? You and Sam?
Our connection has been restored. I am once again able to help the Pathfinder activate remnant technology.
But does he still need to?
Well, then Lorne kind of hurt a lot.
The doctor says that by raising a fleet, I may have overreached. Slightly. We have to be careful, Scott.
Pathfinder, the Nexus leaders are waiting for us.
Go on. I bet it's real important.
It always is.
Interesting. We have a playable epilogue. That's an interesting choice. Huh. Want to continue talking? Just continue talking, and for a real small point here. As you saw during the playthrough, they kind of eschewed the Paragon Renegade system that the original trilogy had, because they felt that people were just making one choice in the beginning and say, I'm not gonna play the Paragon version, and then just went with it during the entire game, which is a valid point. But around here, some of the answers always seem to be a little bit superfluous, and why the hell would I say that? And I don't know. I mean, they probably tried to go for some deeper characterization of my character, which I can kind of look up at the profile that you know, that the doctor is writing all the time. Nope, actually, that's Ryder. So in the ongoing psychological profile, so we can take a look at how I fared with regards to the choices that I made. Completed a more thorough evaluation for now. This is what I'm delivering to Pathfinder HQ, or maybe send you updates later if applicable. I observed that they display a tendency towards analytical thinking and intellectual curiosity, interacting with others, even difficult personalities. You consider the more grounded and non-emotional response. Perhaps I should note that you're more impulsive in the field than you are with your affection. Whatever that means, so you can keep that between us. Yeah, I can talk more about that in a moment. I would add, although you've had to quickly adjust to take on a new and unexpected role, you maintain a direct and professional demeanor. My guess is that your former military training and subsequent experience with command structure is serving you well here. Or perhaps a solid and respectful approach to things is just your nature, right? Anyway, so they tried to go, you know, you can flesh out your character some more, but then some of the dialogue choices were always a little bit weird, because it was kind of, yeah, that doesn't really fit with what my character is, because they tried to do that, but again, they didn't do it in such an amazing fashion that you didn't notice when there was issues. And there's some... I don't know what to think of that. I think it's an interesting idea. If it's a good idea, I don't know, maybe I would have to try to play a completely different Ryder, like someone who's always making fun all the time and not taking things serious and all that. I don't know, see if things are different there. I don't think they'll be much different though. I don't know, maybe. Anyway, and then the other thing is relationships, which kind of ties into characters, which characters are... again, all over the place. For some, you can really see that they again try to clone the characters of the additional of the original Normandy. Like functionally, PB and Liara, for instance, are practically the same. They're both technical experts that help us to understand the technology going on here. I mean, at least they put some effort into it and just completely inverse their personalities. Where Liara was professional and reserved, PB is, you know, her usual self. So at least they try to do that, but again, the other characters always feel like just they try to do the same character again with a slightly different tweak. Like, okay, here we have another Krogan for you, except he's even older and he's even more of a badass warrior. Or he is a Turian, and he is, and she's even more smarter and tries to outsmart her opponents, and can also fight too. So it's kind of odd. I don't know. Regarding to romance, I also found their approach weird. That I would actually have to commit to a relationship with anyone, apparently, way in the beginning by just flirting as much as I can, which kind of felt weird for my character. So I didn't do that in the beginning. In the later stages, where I would have actually tried to establish relationships with certain people, I think I would have actually gone with Lexi if I had to make a choice. But apparently I would have to start that, you know, way in the beginning when I barely knew her for whatever reason. So that I also found to be a little bit weird, and kind of ended me up here with, you know, no relationship at all, with which for a game that has often been dubbed intergalactic relationship simulator is kind of something new. In any event, let's proceed.
The decision isn't yours.
Neither is it yours. That is the point, isn't it? Pathfinder, you're late.
Alright.
Alright, get to it. What's so important?
Initiative protocol. Thanks to you, we can finally proceed as intended.
As outposts become colonies, the cluster needs its own voice, a true council.
And while I maintain that it is premature, we must nominate an interim ambassador to represent concerns outside the Nexus. Or rather, you must nominate someone.
What exactly do you think this position should entail?
Interim ambassador? To what and for who?
To the Nexus. The eventual goal was always a galactic council, but Meridian has accelerated concerns.
An arc has landed. The vaults may make outposts self-sufficient, and we can't claim to represent a sovereign Angara. An interim ambassador would represent concerns outside the Nexus, until elections when we can all step aside.
At the appropriate time.
Can't we just vote on that?
If this person is supposed to represent people, shouldn't the people have a say?
That is precisely why we need your backing.
We can't impose a vote on the Angara. Or even Kadara. Eladin? Won't happen.
But you've acted for everyone. If you endorse a name, some may disagree, but they will trust it as a starting point.
Someone to speak for Helios.
I put forward Pathfinder Reka. I'd suggest you, but someone might think you killed the Archon to elevate yourself. We can't allow the appearance of that. But Reka keeps the position and timeline in the Nexus family.
I mean, the Angaran are native to the Helios cluster. So why not the Moshai? She seems like a pretty reasonable person.
The Angara need to help define the process. It's their right. Plus the Moshai would help solidify relations.
We're already partnered, thanks to your efforts against the Rokar.
All the more reason to focus on our own issues.
What about one of our outpost leaders?
It feels like the original intent was to give that voice to the outposts. August Bradley's a proven leader.
On a considerably smaller scale.
He's kept EOS relatively stable, despite no militia presence.
What about giving the Krogan a voice?
If we want stability, maybe we should ensure the Krogan stay. What if it was Morta?
You are out of your mind.
It's definitely unorthodox.
Well, as I said, I'm supporting the Moshai. I think she's a pretty reasonable person, and she can probably get things done.
If we're going to treat Helios like a home, we need to acknowledge whose home it is. I won't name anyone. I support asking the Moshai to act as interim ambassador.
Meridian's opening day, and we're surrendering how much influence?
That's the point, you colonial ward. Scott is feeling better? Good. This decision, the policy and protocol, that's not what your victory was about. There's more to life than this.
I was hoping.
Integration of Hyperion systems is ongoing. Our SAM node will be accessible on return visits to Meridian.
The viability bump is impressive. This world is gonna be something.
What the what? Dala Vas Hyperion? They're not looking like a Quarian. No need to pick Quarian names.
Up straight, everyone. This is the guest of honor.
Like you have to tell anyone that.
Hunter, this is our opening. Let there be some sense of ceremony.
As I was about to say, hello, Pathfinder. I am Chief of Operations, Iora Pile.
Second Wave Placements Officer, Darla Vas Hyperion.
Hunter Carey, Reconstruction.
This is the first I've heard of the term second wave.
It isn't literal. There have been several groups deployed for outposts. Second Wave is about the staged evolution of the initiative.
First Wave out of cryo, structural support and generalists. Food and fences. Second Wave is organizational. Less generalists, more specialists.
More paperwork.
It's needed to rapidly advance. I'm not spending a generation on the range.
Darla Vas Hyperion, Placements Officer?
As our developments in the cluster grow more sophisticated, proper matching of sleeper and assignment will be vital. My mission is to ensure compatibility and fulfillment.
When are you changing your name to Vast Meridian?
I keep Vas Hyperion to honor the ship that brought us here, as my godparents would want.
Just saying we're staying.
Please forgive Hunter. He is an ass.
Were godparents Quarian? Because then I would kind of be mentally okay with the name. If you're not, I think we can talk about cultural appropriation here.
Iora Pile, you're in charge of Meridian?
That's a big statement. I will oversee the operations and establishment of our port. Exploration and study of the interesting substructure will be handled by Initiative R&D. I'm told that may take lifetimes. We'll ensure that we have them. That's what I trained for.
Hunter Carey, can I get some clarification on reconstruction?
Sure thing. I'm tasked with turning this once proud vessel into the future proud human capital.
It's more complicated than that.
No, it's a structural and organizational nightmare. Which is job security, which is perfect. Come back in a year. This'll be a galactic hub. You won't know where the Hyperion ends and Meridian begins.
Sounds like Meridian is in good hands.
I can only read the reports of how you brought us this opportunity, but rest assured, we will not waste it.
Yes. Thank you, Pathfinder.
Aye, what they said.
Right. So what else is going on here?
Wrong on this trip, but they were right about Pathfinders.
Arc Hyperion, departed Milky Way 2185, arrived Andromeda 2819. Current status recorded as Meridian.
Well, narrator guy's getting work.
Please select a topic. The transformation of Arc Hyperion into Port Meridian continues both above and below the surface. This includes the planned integration of Initiative and Remnant technologies, pending further research. Port Meridian is currently powered by repurposed Tantalus drive cores, which require the frequent discharge of static energy. This causes a unique visual phenomenon during Meridian's night cycle that has been dubbed Aurora Meridiani.
Right, we don't have a good generator here, so we're using a drive course. That's amazing.
Arc Hyperion has been declared a monument to those who lost their lives in service of the Initiative. Special mention, Captain Nozomi Dunn. Her bravery ensured the viability of humanity in Andromeda. Her remains were committed to the stars. A plaque has been placed at the highest point of the Hyperion superstructure. It reads, "We turned our backs upon a dwindling star to chase a dawn beyond our childhood's end." The Hyperion was shepherded to its resting place by a coalition of allies who stood as one against the Ket Archon. Pathfinder Ryder spearheaded the defense, and remains assigned to Arc Hyperion despite its reclassification. Landing Day has been proposed as a cluster-wide holiday. Status, pending.
Landing Day?
While decommissioned as a vessel, the superstructure silhouette of Arc Hyperion will be maintained in perpetuity. All internal structures are being adapted for sleeper deployment and future industrial and residential development. These internal structures have been designated as Port Meridian.
Alright. Oh god, we got emails. Oh god. Interfacing long-term damage. Reporting Dr. Corral from assistance from Lexi. The ability to activate remnant technology without the SAM is an amazing adaptation, but the Ryder siblings have worked that muscle very hard in a limited time. SAM reports that at least in the Pathfinder's case, normal brain function has not been affected. However, we can observe scarring on the occupational lobe and hippocampus. This fits with assumptions about remnant re-intermolecular transfer and long-term memory. There are also stress markers throughout the corpus callosum, suggesting remnant activation requires some deviation from cooperative hemispheric function. I'm not going there in this report. That split brain business has always skewed me out. Recommendations: ongoing monitoring of the Ryder siblings, restriction of remnant interfacing unless Sam assists. This was one hell of a Hail Mary and we all got lucky. Let's not push it. Agreed. Notes to shut 10 up. Hurry, what did the Archon actually do and will it kill us? Please summarize this in a form that Director Tan can easily digest. I'd like him off my ass at our earliest convenience. Examining everything, including the Archon's eye, his Omni-tool equivalent. Many functions remain unknown, it seems specific to exaltation. Forwarded to genetics, Krogan. It appeared to allow the Archon to externally manipulate the SAM connection, but it's unclear on how useful the Archon's own data would be. He clearly wasn't aware of how difficult it would be to attempt to interface with Meridian, despite observing the hemorrhaging path the Pathfinder suffered while interfacing with far smaller remnant elements. Data from SAM suggests that the Archon managed to poke some form of maintenance protocol. The remnant he had summoned were enacting some form of corrupted cleaning behavior. The architect was itself in some state of construction disrepair. As far as Meridian's activation, that was not the Archon. The simplest analogy is that touching any system was akin to approaching a motion-detecting light. As soon as ships approached, Meridian began to transition out of dormancy. What did the Archon actually do and will it kill us? Continued. Could Meridian be weaponized? Technically anything can be weaponized if you throw it hard enough. Note, do not say that to Tan. Getting into who are the Jardin and what do they intend territory. Science point to Meridian being a life lab or seed world, and that includes aggressive terraforming through the networked walls. This could be dangerous, but while it's tempting to look at the purge status of vaults and wonder if that could be turned into a planet-wide event, see no events of that capability. Not sent the below section to Tan, not helpful. Some pendant says that ever since the 2037 outbreak on Earth, every military-run human lab has had protocols for emergency sterilization of facilities. Civilians have similar fail-safes, again in military facilities. Has anyone asked whether the Meridian Sphere and connected vaults were considered civilian enterprises? We know that the Scourge was a weapon and that the Jardin were deliberately targeted, but we've no indication why. Seems we'd want to know that. Well, but they also have fail-safes to purge and medically sterilize them, so... Angara is showing affinity, useful. Security evaluation. Status ongoing. We've already hosted multiple Angaran factional heads. Separate concerns have been logged for 2 of those. Panel Reject and IR1 will make little use of their expertise. It's possible that some of Meridian was designed for them to access. They can't, of course, but they've been no end of help about adapting our technology to integrate somewhat into the Meridian power structure. Ingara will welcome any success and would like to host it. No doubt some of them are interested in their connection to the Jardin. It's jarring enough to have a creator, but one that was here only centuries ago. I'll be all over this place. And lock. Showing affinity. Alert. Security addendum. Speaker 1. The revelations on Oval are problematic. We'll never encounter a species designed to pass information through their genetics, nor do we know the limits of this function. What if they retain information? Can we access it? Maybe the Angaran can remember how to work with Meridian. That isn't the right question. If they can retain information, can they also receive it? Receive instruction. Have they already? Well, it's just that you mean sleeper ages. Well, shut off that wipe. Shut it off and wipe. What? Oh. Well, someone's trying to repurpose the Angara because of their abilities. Oh. Budgeting request. As of today, the Ryder siblings are still the only people able to directly interface with the Remnant, and only the SAM connection allows the Pathfinder to do it without damage. It's a self-limiting adaptation, but there was a time when there was only one human biotic, and the mistake of the day was to say she was the only one rather than the first. This ability is demonstrably trainable. We must assume that, like biotics, it's something that can be assisted and will spread in the future. To avoid the violence of Subject White and to avoid the mistakes of BIAT training at Gagarin, we must begin preparations now. We live inside a machine made by aliens we can't comprehend. The next person to control Remnant cannot be an accident. Welcome to New Zero. Let's be ready. Biotic acclimatization and temperament? What was BAT? It was at biotic school that Caden had to go through, and we talked a lot about it. Autopsy and handling subject Archon. Cause of death, the jokes were seized. The cause of death is not Pathfinder. I may be second wave and didn't see the fight, but there are no monsters in my mark. This being will be afforded the respect of our profession, especially since the cause of death could have direct consequences should our Pathfinder continue to manipulate Remnant or others seek training in their use. While the structures of the cat brain are unknown in purpose and perhaps design, the damage to tissue is obvious. When the device of Meridian were denied an external power source, they in part drew from the Archon's own augmentations. This repeated search and transfer inflicted internal burns and shockingly lacerations. However, it is my opinion that these injuries, while severe, were survivable. I say this because I have personal history of treatment of biotics who have strained too far and damaged themselves. The fatal element here is different. The use of Remnant is not just typical physical strain. It seems to draw some part of the mind into a manipulated element, a diversion of consciousness. I'm in theoretical territory here, but this is my analysis. The Archon overextended his faculties within Meridian. When the Pathfinder took control of the power, the Archon was not just depowered, he was, for lack of a better term, severed from himself. I need more time with the Archon's remains, and dedicated facilities, a full team. Study of this one could last lifetimes. Sure, I have no problem studying.
You're why we're here.
Thanks. Alright, how's it going?
Hey, Ryder. How's Scott?
Much better.
There might be 2 Ryders around soon. Imagine. The Hyperion's forming scientific teams. Gotta start studying what we have. I may have helped them organize.
Of course you did.
It's what you do. Meridian won't know what hit it.
And we should think about what's next. This is a new cradle for humanity. That's a big idea. Bigger than I'd imagined. So maybe building those teams was smart. Small steps to understand all this. Until we're at the top of the mountain.
And seeing the next horizon.
Can't deny it. I'm game for more. With so much power in our hands, you think it'll be okay?
Well, we should be careful.
Small steps, like you said. There's no rush to figure all this out.
Right. If nothing else, Meridian gives us time. Whatever happens, you gave everyone an incredible gift. Nice job, Pathfinder.
This is what I expected. It's better.
Reyes, what are you doing here?
Well, if it isn't the hero of the hour.
Thought you'd be back on Kadara.
And miss the party? You know me better than that. Guess you'll be heading out soon?
Still a lot to do. Meridian's just one step toward making Helios our home.
Yeah, but a damn big one. You deserve to celebrate. And I deserve another drink. Cheers, Pathfinder.
Thanks for the help, man. Appreciate it. What's
Pathfinder. I'm told I'm about to get exceptionally busy.
Which, given your health, is unwise.
We all gave of ourselves, Ephra. It was time. And as this ambassador, I will continue to do so.
Yeah, I think your people definitely deserve a voice in what's going on here.
I couldn't impose a voice on the Angara, temporary or not.
We've always had a voice. This just means your leaders have decided to listen. Also, don't assume my name brings universal approval. You know how varied our opinions can be. I can't speak for everyone, but I will gladly help create the system that does. Ansala Venjuri, Pathfinder. There is much yet to learn.
You don't want to talk? Alright.
I don't know if I should have come. So this is how you all party, hmm? Pretty tame, but don't tell the host I said that. Meridian is amazing, though. You accomplished the inconceivable. I'm grateful to be part of it.
No, I'm grateful. I couldn't have asked for a better team. We created this together.
And exactly what it is, what it may become, I can't even imagine. To think that when we met, the Angara and your initiative struggled to find trust.
The way we arrived on Aya was over the top. You know, uninvited and on fire.
Agreed.
Guess it worked out okay.
Ryder, the Angara will never forget how you saved the Moshai. But more than that, we'll never forget how you fought the Ket beside us. How we destroyed the Archon. Meridian is a new beginning for your people and mine. Together.
New beginnings. That's what I came to Helios for.
And what I dreamed of. Yes. New beginnings. So, let's get to it.
Alright. Sign me on.
Is your day good?
Yep, so far.
It's overwhelming. I don't know where to start.
Pathfinder, catch to see for you, in your planet. That's not getting less weird. About time Meridian got a proper grand opening. We all need this. Heard Scott woke up. How's he doing?
He's exactly where he should be. I'm sure he'd disagree.
So, you're telling me you're having trouble explaining limits to a Ryder? Hey, know who I just talked to? A second wave technician, fresh out of cryo. Just had his first sunrise in Andromeda. He couldn't stop crying.
Just him?
Must be something going around. Maybe you're the carrier. It's really feeling like home, you know? Finally. They haven't given you 5 minutes alone since the fight. Have you had a chance to let it sink in?
There's no time. Meridian is the start of so many things.
Don't need starters. Starters are a dime a dozen. We need finishers. And we have the best. I'm looking at you, Pathfinder Ryder. The whole galaxy is. Cheers.
Right. Petro, hey, how's it going?
So, Tan says he's gonna let me stick around and help with the... Hey, Ryder. You ready to get going? We've still got a lot to do. You know me, I'm always raring to go. Oh, she's all grown up, leaving home, doesn't need me anymore. That'll be the day. We'll handle my deals on this end while I'm gone. Sounds like you two have a good arrangement. It's getting there. A little trust goes a long way. Helios has really turned into the fresh start I wanted, in so many ways. And now with Meridian, we're really going to make this place ours. I can't wait. You know where to find me when you're ready. Ready when you are.
So glad you're up and around. I have important news for you.
There always is.
Yes, discoveries every day, but this is something we've been waiting for. Listen.
Oh my, are they here?
What should I be hearing?
Sorry, Sam. Active filtering. Initiative Protocol Alpha Alpha to the screen.
Protocol what?
Processing.
Repeating. This is the Ark Kira. The situation is not under control. Note and avoid until further update. Repeating.
Is that?
The Quarian Ark. And Elcor, Drell, Volus? Hanar, I think. That's some delicate business, putting Hanar in stasis. Point is, they're still out there. The Keelah wasn't destroyed.
It's patchy, and there's no traceable vector, I assume?
It bounced through the Scourge. I've doubled long-range probes, but...
That's not a distress call. It's a warning to keep away from... wherever they are.
Whatever's happening, they don't want to be found yet. We have to trust their Pathfinder.
All we can do is wait.
Oh. So they do show up. Good. A signal. Holy shit. Okay, calm down. Something that's been bounced to who knows how many times, and it's patchy now, but I know an ARC signature when I see it. Akila Zia. It's out there. It's damaged or something. I've put probes out, but with the Scourge, who knows where it is. I'm logging everything, and I mean everything. If a spitbug bumps on EOS, I'm pausing it. Because the worst thing, the signal isn't a distress call, it's a warning. Resource deficit trackers. So this is an official complaint. Edison can stop the reports, but I know what I know, and the long-range scans show it. Resource deficit isn't some outlaws shooting up our ships. The reason they're all through and reporting no losses is because it's auto-enacted skimming. Emergency drop triggered by de-facto codes. The good director can swear up and down that no trackers were deployed, but they're out there. They'll be targeting wherever we work the hardest. Exogenous studies in planetary detection. Scourge continues to defy our best efforts to see through it without costly physical force. Flying blind is not viable, despite the continued reassurance that only remnant drive systems act as attractors to the charge energy within. Until we understand the full mechanism of this weapon, and we must remember that it's a weapon, we need other means of navigating it. Governor Xi has been especially forthcoming in the weeks following the claim of Meridian. We've received additional data about Scourge eddies that have allowed deeper scans. It has hinted at the reason why the Angara are reluctant to provide such information. Additional planetary system, and I presume additional Angaran colonies. I must repeat that this is only a hint, but I've assured Xi that my concerns are purely navigational. But given the aggression of even the remaining cat, I can't follow with caution. Long-range comet studies. As a more specialist and focus on traditional astronomical studies, we're tracking several unique phenomena throughout the cluster. Scourge continues to mask long-range mapping, but in this case it actually helped. We're tracking a group of comets with peculiar mass signatures, suggesting they're exceptionally high in pure precious ores. In fact, Alphonse has nicknamed them the Precious Few. We don't have any ships with the speed to approach, but observations would be valuable in any case. Comet Tamako's Arrow, Comet Revolver, Comet Jimdani, Comet Dawnstar, Comet Tara. I think I've visited like all of them already. So,
Ryder.
Brack.
Kid.
Old man.
This place is something else.
We can finally start doing what we were supposed to do when we first got here. Explore.
Speaking of that, I sent out what's left of the Macmore scouts. Nearly drowned me in reports until I pointed them at Tan. Told him to be extra wordy just for him.
You'll love that.
He wanted the job, he can have the reports. It's not over, you know. There'll be more Ket and whatever else is waiting out there.
Whatever happens, we'll be ready for it.
Pathfinder and crew ready to take on the galaxy, huh? They won't know what hit them.
Let's hope not. There was a data pad lying around there too. Sweet. Jardan language study reporting Tikvanan linguistics. We're beginning to suss out operational files, but identifying is different than understanding. Are we sure we should poke this thing? I'm starting to think even the Jardan were concerned by Meridian.
Even these Jardan were surprised at what they created.
It is not uncommon for a creator to be surpassed by their creation.
Couldn't anyone else have said that?
Hey, Cash. Cash? Cash, let's talk! Don't walk away from me! Cash? Ugh, Cash doesn't want to talk. For whatever reason. What the hell is going on here? Suvi?
Meridian, huh? I see it every day and I'm still amazed. We're really starting to put down roots. It's wonderful. Did I tell you? The team's working with the Angara to set up a joint research body.
That sounds exciting.
I know, I can't wait. Us helping them helping us. Can you imagine what we could accomplish?
I'm getting all misty just thinking about it. This was always what was intended. Nice to be here finally.
We always knew what we wanted, but for a while we couldn't see it.
Now it's here, it's happening,
and it's beautiful.
Definitely is.
Hi. Oh, good, you're here. Maybe the festivities can finally begin. Don't like sitting on my ass. Places to see, people to go. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Well, let's get this show on the road. Meridian looks great, but, you know, been there, done that.
Hey, this was a big accomplishment. It's important to enjoy it.
Don't get me wrong. I'm proud of us. Helios is changing, and will be for a long time. I'm just antsy. Don't want to miss a thing. Oh, I almost forgot. Kalinda sent a congratulatory message. She was angling for an invitation, I think. Denied.
Hope you didn't turn her back into an enemy.
Oh, you're always so serious. Enjoy the moment. We're here to celebrate, remember?
Indeed.
I'm trying to do just that.
I went too far? I did, right? Yeah, okay. For now, you're right. The galaxy isn't going anywhere. Let's have some fun.
Jarden technology remains inscrutable. We can't even determine their intent in building Meridian, and partial translations only serve to provoke concerns. Research is ongoing.
What does this mean, Sam?
The language is imprecise, or perhaps too precise, but the potential capacity of Meridian is clear.
Unlimited.
That's all good.
Hiya.
Still standing?
Still standing.
Then I did my job. Somehow. Nothing more need be said.
There's one thing. Dr. Lexi Tapero, thank you.
Yeah, that did it. You jerk. Go on. I've a reputation to protect.
Hello, Ryder.
Hello.
Pathfinder, thanks for the invite to the party.
I didn't organize anything.
Not this. Landing day. That was worth jumping galaxies.
Oh, that party. Alright. That was a really amazing party.
Hey, Ryder. Jill is walking the walk. The procedure took. I'm gonna be a dad.
Congratulations!
I'm thinking Mary if it's a girl, Deanne if it's a boy. Mary, Deanne, Marie Deanne. Pretty cool, right?
I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of those names. So maybe you want to ask Jill?
Jill might have something to say about that.
Oh, right. Note to self. Bounce names off Jill. So, this is supposed to be a celebration, right? You getting used to any of this yet? Meridian? The dream becoming a reality?
We're not done by a long shot.
Come on, try to ease up a little. Enjoy the win. But so you know, I've got the Tempest topped out and ready. You want to blow this hot dog stand? Just say the word. Callow's out there somewhere, time one on. If we're really sneaky, he won't even notice we're gone.
Who's flying then? You?
Why the hell not? I'm a quick study. How hard can it be?
Hard.
And how about the Nomad? Just once around the planet.
No.
Guess I'll just have fun down here.
If anyone drives the Nomad into a ditch, it's gonna be Ryder. Elizabeth.
Heard from the Nexus.
Glad to have you.
You know what? So did I miss someone? Gil, Lexi, Sudi, PB, Callo. I think I didn't talk to Callo because he was kind of in the corner that I didn't see. Oops. Then I checked the map.
Hiya.
Ryder, enjoying the fruits of your labor? You deserve it.
Thanks, Callow.
The Tempest is getting some much-needed service. I thought I'd leave them to it. But I wouldn't miss the big day. Meridian looks so different out of the cockpit. I think I understand better why you do what you do.
Finding Meridian crystallized a lot of things about being a Pathfinder.
I expect many around here are thinking about their own potential. I don't pretend to understand everything, but Meridian must have opened a lot of doors. Not all of them safe. I want you to know that it'll be my privilege to keep flying you to them.
It means a lot that you want to stick with us, Callow.
Of course. And keeping my ship is a plus. I've learned a lot from you, Ryder. And Gil. Though, please don't tell him that. Things will change now. But that's all right. Nothing's ever really lost.
All right.
Making a quiet exit?
You know, there's still work to be done.
You know the job doesn't end.
Perhaps not. But we all need to remember what called us to it. I tried to think of a way to honor what you did. Some protocol. There isn't one. Your father invented this rule, but you defined it.
So?
Meridian is humanity's home, and maybe one for all of Helios. We did that, but I'm the Pathfinder. I should be out there on the Tempest with all of you. Let's go home.
Interesting. It took me back to the codex at the end. Weird. So that I can take a look at the journey so far. Agent of Change. And that former Spectre to shows his own fate, yeah. I arrested Dr. Aiden, yeah. Alright. Right, doesn't matter. I think we're done here now, right? Alright.
Sam, that's...
100% viability on all known UNCs, Pathfinder. Please access the Tempest VidCon for an important update.
Apparently that's not everything.
Alright.
Hold on for a sec.
Outstanding, Pathfinder.
Lexi, I hear Scott's back on his feet. He's hobbling around. Nowhere near ready for the field.
Think how much we'll get done with 2 riders.
I can't wait to see Ephra's face when he learns there's another one.
Alright. Bitcoin, he said.
There's a new task because we hit 100% viability?
It is a significant milestone, Pathfinder. Preparations have been made for some time.
What preparations?
I need to know if there's another expectation because of this.
Updating objectives. You have a high priority destination.
At Habitat 7, what's going on?
I have been instructed to not reveal mission parameters. Don't be late, Pathfinder.
This sounds all very sketchy. There's someone trying to form me a surprise party, because it kind of feels like it. You know? Because why would we return to Habitat 7 at the moment?
Well, Ryder does lead us to interesting places.
Think there's anywhere more interesting than Meridian?
If there is, we'll find out.
That we do.
We're in stable orbit.
That's quite a change to not live on a regular planet but in a hollow sphere. As a controlled and malleable environment, Meridian is a technological marvel, hub for the Vault network and home to the growing center of the human settlement in Helios.
Anomaly on sensors. Probe away. Getting a scan.
There's a comet. One of the comets that we've been looking for that have rare minerals. Locked by its Angaran name, this comet has a highly irregular orbit that brings it back into systems at unexpected intervals, highly irradiated. Alright, let's take a look at the rest of the planets here, and then we'll go to Habitat 7, and then I'll actually call it a day. Hopefully, I don't know. When I kind of do like that you can kind of play through the epilogue, but... Abnormally cool for planets so close in relative terms to a B-type star. Past 77 is a mountainous desert world with a nitrogen-heavy atmosphere.
Deploying probe. Getting a scan.
This mountain, the tallest on past 77, is distinct in size and shape from its neighbors. Scans detect minute traces of element 0 embedded in the rock. I mean, I kind of do like it, so that you could clear up more things after the main mission. Guess that's kind of neat. I could do all those tasks now and see if anything interesting happens. I don't think I'm gonna.
Probes launched. Tracking a huge mineral deposit.
Yay, more aluminum. The nickel and cobalt surface of past 76 is hot enough to melt many other metals. The deposits turn molten and resolidify with a change in seasons. So, but that's interesting at least. So I didn't actually have to clean up all these small things before. But kind of doing all the crew things kind of felt like it was helpful, and maybe the additional intel on the cat also might have been helpful. I don't know. Vast clouds of dust in Roja's atmosphere have left its frigid surface in a state of eternal midnight. This is extremely likely to be related to Roja's proximity to the Scourge. But nothing really happened to that. I mean, we were aware that there was some political fracturing going on in the cat, but that hadn't really helped us during the end, like, at all.
Anomaly detected. Probe away. I found something.
It's another crevasse. Small number of remnant bots patrol the base of the vast canyon. Our sensors cannot locate anything else of value, however, whatever the bots are guarding may long be gone. Maybe long gone. Passing minds over the path is poised to take it on a centuries-long journey deep into the Scourge. Observing the results should provide interesting, invaluable scientific insight. Oh, that's actually a system that we couldn't access before. Neat. I have a progression of 96%. What the hell am I missing? Apparently I'm missing some percent somewhere. For whatever reason. How did that happen? Or maybe there's a system that's still in the process of being unlocked. I don't know. If there's more coming, kind of feels weird. You know, it'll be so close to 100% and then something's still missing. Doesn't seem to be missing any percentages in any system that I can see. So, I guess we're gonna go back to the world is waiting.
So, back at Habitat 7. What am I supposed to see, and what's it got to do with 100% viability?
I'm getting initiative signals, magnetosphere charges, and atmosphere probes.
The vault here remains non-functional, but with 100% viability to invest, we've begun terraforming this world with initiative technology.
The good old-fashioned hard way. It'll eventually be a home too, thanks to you.
Well, kind of feels like we've come full circle.
Back where we started. Fitting.
There is one more item, Pathfinder. Opening channels to the Nexus, Meridian, Prodromos, Detaeon, Tevuni, New Tachanka, and Initiative allies. By unanimous vote, this world is to be renamed. Habitat 7 is now listed astronomically as Ryder 1. Your world, Pathfinder. Their future.
Okay. I think it's like a weird name. I mean, I appreciate the gesture, but I don't know what to feel about that. All right, but are we done? We have no priority ops, no allies and relationships, no heroes assignment, just additional tasks. Neat. Wait, can we land there now? Oh, this is just a satellite there. I was wondering, is there a landing zone here now? Alright, I guess we're done here. Not sure why I only have 96% and not 100. I think I've explored everything. Maybe I'll do another episode once I figure out what's going on here. Also, I'm not sure. There have been some discussions recently if the Mass Effect series is to be continued or not. There have been made information available that it's actually not being continued. But that doesn't actually mean that there won't be a DLC cycle for this game, because that has probably already started way in advance. And I can sort of see the whole thing with the Quarian arc it's kind of a lead up to a DLC coming in where we go there and where we investigate what's going on there, help them out and get them back to the fold, and, you know, bring more races back from the Milky Way to the Initiative. Because right now we're kind of missing a few. So I'm not sure if this series will be over. If a DLC comes, I might take a look at it. Also, if I figure out why I'm missing like 4% of progression, I might also take a look at it. I don't know. But we might be seeing that next time. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe. Have a good one.